Hi, welcome to AnimeCons TV. I'm Patrick Delhanty. We're back at Kraken Con. They do it twice a year. This is the fall edition. I was here back in the spring with Shannon Morse. And so this year, I'm not sick, so I enjoyed this convention a lot more than I did in the spring. This is their, let's see, they did it in 2013, 14, 14, 15, 15. This is their 7th convention. And it's very similar to the last couple they've had. Well, at least the last one. The one before that was on a ship. Yeah, I think they've really found their stride, except they expanded to 3 days this time. It was September 18th through 20th. And there's a third day with plenty to do. We started the third day by going to the swap meet, where I sold a lot of DVDs, clearing up some shelf space, and signed up for swap meet space for just $10, and you can bring whatever you can fit into a like 3x6 area. And so I was selling DVDs for $1 because I wanted to get rid of them, and I sold almost all of them. Nobody wants Lost or Princess 9, I guess, but yeah, Stargate, Farscape, and tons of old anime DVDs gone. I hadn't watched them in over a decade, so whatever. But yeah, made enough to pay for the hotel room the first night. It's at the Oakland Marriott downtown. It's right near Chinatown. It's about a block away. Plenty of great places to eat in Chinatown. You get a lot of food for $10 or so. If Chinatown's not your thing, there's also a Burger King just up the road. There's a place across the street where you can get a scone. There's a bulk grocery store there. Plenty of food options nearby. As for the convention, they have the standard stuff they always do. They've got Rock Band over in the corner of their exhibit hall. They have a flight simulator, which for $5 you can ride in one of 3 flight simulators and see the Bay Area from above. That's really cool. There's a cosplay zone where Lionel Lum has his Diva mech. So any Diva cosplayers can go in there and get their picture taken in the mech. That's really cool. The photo studio, and for free, you can get a professional photo of your cosplay taken, and they'll post that online on Facebook. If you want to print, it's a small fee, but really nice photos. I've used them before. They've got card gaming over here. They've got fan tables for other conventions to let them promote. There's the theater, the AnimeCons.com theater, that they've named after us because I complain about that theater all the time. It's in the middle of this hall, which is fairly, I mean, there's a lot of people in this hall and they're talking. It's not a great place to sit and watch anime, and actually one seat is taken right now by somebody watching the show. Everybody else is just sitting and talking to friends, and most of the seats are empty. It's not a great place for a theater. It could be used better other space, but it's the AnimeCons.com theater. Okay. There's also a planetarium here, and they've got this big inflatable dome, and they're showing video inside of exoplanets and stars. It's really cool, and it's completely free. So that's so cool to see. This big inflatable bubble. They've got some drawing tables here. There's video games with tournaments going on, and they've got Let's Dance and console games with the little cages around them. And that's all in the middle of this dealer's room / artist alley. And they've got the combined space for both. And beyond this, there's the main events, which has had the masquerade, and there was an amazing masquerade. As always, Kraken Con put on a top-notch show. They paraded out all the cosplayers, had descriptions read for every costume. It was very informative of the work that was put in, and appreciates all the time and effort of the cosplayers. And then, without stopping to take a break, announce the winners because they're all prejudged. So there was no waiting around an hour and a half to find out who won. We see them all, they get their awards, we take pictures, and we're out. Under an hour. I think the contest itself was about 30 minutes. And we've already posted that on AnimeCons.com, the AnimeCons TV extra feed, so go check that out. And you can watch that in under half an hour, or half an hour or so. It's a great show, go watch it. Really good costumes too. Especially if you like Overwatch, there are a couple good Overwatch costumes. Also upstairs they've got some panel rooms, there's a video screening room. They were actually screening Star Wars The Force Awakens. So if you think cons only screen old stuff, Star Wars The Force Awakens in one of the screening rooms, really cool. They had a ballroom dance on the top floor in the Skyline room. It overlooked Oakland, and they were giving some dance instruction. And it was a formal dance. That was really cool to see, and it seemed to be really popular. As for the hotel restaurant, I did notice that last night, on Saturday night, they had a sign up saying that it would take 45 minutes to an hour to get food. I don't know why, but yikes. Fortunately, there's, as I mentioned, there's plenty of other places to go eat. So, and also, the hotel restaurant, I've complained about it before, not that great, really overpriced, and when I got a burger, it was so obviously frozen. So, you're better off going somewhere else anyway. But, so yeah, I'm not sure what else to mention. I know there's other stuff I wanted to mention. I talked about the flight simulator. They've got the gaming. Oh, the guests. Yeah, they had Kyle Hebert. They had the voice of Diva from Overwatch, Charlotte Chung. Kimberly Brooks. Max Middleman. They had Professor Shy Guy and Akiyashi and Jason Thompson. Some really good guests. They're all doing panels. Lots of good panels going on. I did a panel on podcasting. Sorry I didn't record it. Maybe I will in the future. But yeah, some authors. The program guide here is full color. It's really nice, and they got the schedule in here. Unfortunately, the schedule is not on Guidebook, and it's not on any online app or anything. So I would really like to see that. I know it's expensive, but so usually Kraken Con will do one in the spring and one in the fall. That's changing now. They're not doing a spring convention, or are they? They're doing one in June called Hydra Comic Con. It's not in Oakland, it's in Santa Clara, the Santa Clara Convention Center. That's June 17th through 18th, 2017. So they're doing a Comic Con. It's not going to be the late night programming of Kraken Con, it's going to be more comic programming. And so I'm sure we'll hear a lot more of that coming up, and we will do our best to report from there. It's like right before PortCon, I think, so we're going to have to do a twofer. And so yeah, and I don't know what else there is to say about Kraken Con. I've said it before, it's my favorite Bay Area convention. If you are a cosplayer in the Bay Area, you need to come to Kraken Con. If you like anime, if you like comics, if you like gaming, Kraken Con needs to be on your list of conventions to hit. I know some people were concerned because it's in Oakland. It is in downtown Oakland. And from the elections, there have been some protests in downtown Oakland. There may still be some protests, but they're peaceful protests. It's totally safe to come here. As safe as it would be before the elections. It's fine. Really, don't worry about it. Come to Kraken Con. I'm not sure I have the dates on AnimeCons.com for next year's Kraken Con. It's in the fall again, but yeah, go to Hydra Con in June. And we'll check that out and see what their first comic convention is like and how that's different from Kraken Con. I know I've had a blast here. If you were at Kraken Con, we would love to hear from you. I've met several people at Kraken Con who watch AnimeCons TV, and they said, oh, yeah, I was in the background at 16 minutes and some odd seconds. We want to hear from you. Write to podcast@animecons.tv or email
email us at podcast@animecons.tv or call us at our voicemail line 762-ADEQUATE. That's 762-233-7828. It's a voicemail. Just leave us a message. You know, if you're nervous, you can always record several. We'll use the most recent. Don't worry about it. We won't embarrass you. And yeah, let us know what you thought of Kraken Con. Let us know what you thought of the programming here. Let us know where you're going next. We would love to hear from you. And so this is our final con report of 2016, and it's our final normal episode of 2016. After this, we've got our year in review, we've got our predictions, and we have a best of episode, not in that order. And our predictions, we split that out into its own episode this year so we can really have some fun with it. We'll look back on our predictions from last year. We'll make some new predictions for 2017. 2017. Good riddance to 2016. Best of, we'll be looking back on their favorite moments, maybe some not so great moments from 2016. We're gonna have some fun with that. And then our year in review, that's where we look back on the past year, see what works, what didn't, where we went, what we saw, and we sum it all up in one handy to digest episode. So that's always a lot of fun. And then we'll see you back in 2017. The first episode of the new year is the 10 largest anime conventions of 2016. And I'm starting to compile that list. And so we'll see how that turns out in January, on January 2nd. And, but see you next week on AnimeCons TV. Bye.